Everyone talks about anxiety like it's a mindset issue. It is, but it's not. It's a neurochemical experience that happens in your brain and in your body as a result of a thought and an experience. So people will tell you to think positively, they'll tell you to just be confident, they'll tell you just to breathe, but none of that works if you don't really fully understand what's going on in your body and in your brain neurologically. So I created the anxiety workbook for equestrians specifically because in my work with the clients, I've noticed that there's a big disconnect with what they think their anxiety is and with what is actually happening with their anxiety and why it's showing up pre, during, and post ride. So with this workbook, it's divided into 4 weeks. Not that anxiety goes away magically in a month, but when you have a structured program, you can measure and see your progress, and that will keep you motivated and excited about working through all the challenges and changing your habits related to your anxiety and learning how to optimize and thrive in the saddle. This workbook is not about turning off your anxiety. It's about learning how to control your anxiety so that you can reach and attain your goals. You don't want your anxiety to control you. You want to control your anxiety so that when you are presented with challenges, you can still work through those challenges without spiraling into an anxiety thing or shutting down completely. I've had riders who have fallen off, had injuries, get back in the saddle with this workbook. I've also had riders who were afraid of competing, start competing again in horse shows. The workbook is self-progressed, so you can always come back to it at different points and choose what parts and things that interest you the most or would be most beneficial for you to work on right then and there in that moment. These are mindset skills, neurological skills that will help you in the real time moment. Each week there's a theme. So week 1 is about your awareness, developing that level of awareness so that you know what aspects of your anxiety you need to change. Week 2 is about regulation. So how do you manage all those chemicals running through your body and still perform in the saddle? Week 2 is about regulation. So everything about fear and self-preservation, when your body is in a self-preservation mode from your anxiety, it wants to do all the things that don't support your riding, like going in a fetal position, taking your leg off. So when you learn how to regulate, you can help mitigate those moments, those mistakes, or those things that are not going to actually support your riding. Week 3 is about attention. So you start getting really focused on what you're paying attention to. So your brain stops defaulting to fear as the loudest voice. And then week 4 is about integrating all the information so that when you do have anxiety, it doesn't necessarily run the show, but that you can learn to use it to support you in your endeavors and control it rather than it controlling you. This isn't about turning off your anxiety. It's literally learning how to utilize your anxiety so that you can achieve all the things that you want to achieve. You never want to get rid of anxiety completely, and I explain all that in the workbook. There's so much important information in your anxiety. It's such an amazing tool, and this is what this workbook does, and that's why it's so unique.